It's time to do an MLS search. So I'm going to start with the Grand Junction and Montrose MLS systems, which is Paragon. I'm going to open up a new tab here. I have it bookmarked in my favorites. You'll have to find out how to get to it on your own. We've got Grand Junction and Montrose have the same MLS system. They both use Paragon. I'm going to do a Grand Junction version of this. Some of the search criteria may be a little different for Montrose. You can always edit the search criteria or just adapt a little bit. But this main screen is going to look the same. This is the home screen. And from here you have all of these functions. You've got some hot sheet market monitor stuff happening, showing you, what's new, what's expired. You can fiddle with these. You can change these around so that different things show up all over. This is a quick search tool over here. You'll see some news from Jajara here. Looks like they're going to be closed on New Year's Eve. So the main way to start a search is to go to search. Hit search. We're going to do a residential search today. We're going to do just a plain residential search. You'll see in this menu, though, that you can do a multifamily, land, commercial, business opportunity, yada, yada, yada. Don't need to read you everything here. Mapping, hot sheets, etc. We're going to do a plain residential search. This is probably going to be your go-to search. And I accidentally saved some stuff here at one point. So I'm going to hit clear all. We're going to start from a blank slate. I accidentally changed my default, and I need to go back in and undo that. All right, let's go back to our buyer, Joe Blow. And let's say that Joe is looking for something. He's shopping Fruta, and he's pre-qualified up to $330,000. So we're going to put $330,000. Now, it depends on the market you're in. Maybe we should put $335,000. Maybe we could put $340,000. But if we put much higher than $330,000, we're going to be showing Joe properties that he probably can't afford. Typically, you're going to see sellers come down maybe 2%. So 2% on 300 would be $6,000. So if we have Joe shopping at $335,000, we're probably going to maybe be able to get something at $330,000. Maybe not. Depends if Joe needs closing costs, which he doesn't. So we're gonna search at $335,000. Type. We're gonna look for only single-family properties. Now, you can do hotkeys on these. I did the search button and put in the single-family. You can just hit the S and look, it'll give you that to click area. I can just hit an F and it'll give me that. I can go over here to the search too, though. But I got a huge laundry list, and I got to scroll down, and then I say, okay, there's Fruta. So if you learn these hotkeys, it can save you time. I only want actives. I don't want to show Joe things that are under contract. So I hit A, and that gave me active. Again, you can go over here, and you can select the different statuses. All right. I don't care when it was listed. I do know that Joe wants 3 bedrooms or more. And by the way, let me erase the 3. And let me erase, see over here the count? Every time I put something in, it automatically updates that count. So if I say Joe needs 4 bedrooms, it went from 18 down to 4 houses. It went from 18 down to 4. So if I put the 3 back in, it goes back up to 18. There's 18 properties there that suit this search criteria under $335,000, single family, in Fruta, active, and with 3 bedrooms right now. Now, Joe doesn't want something that, as he has said, is too small. Well, what too small is to Joe is different than to everybody. So I asked him about specific square footage, and he said 1,800 is about the smallest he would want. Now, Joe said 1,800. Does Joe know the difference between 1,800 and 1,700? I don't know. And if I say 1,800 because that's what Joe said, I'm going to miss one house. So I'm going to put 1,700 and just explain to Joe that, maybe we ought to consider it because it might have been 1,790. And Joe wants a newer house. Joe explained that is to be built since 2000. And that takes us down to 6. 6 properties there. Now, Joe might change his mind on any of this, but right now, this is going to give Joe 6 properties to choose from. Joe may decide after he sees these 6 that he wants to go into something in the 90s. We'll see. So all I did there, let me go back. Let me go back because I was talking about Joe without. So I put in the search criteria and I hit search. And boom, I've got the properties that we're looking for. So play around with that. Play around with all of the different search criteria that you can add or remove. Let me show you what's in this section. We've got mapping. So let's say he wants Fruita, but he doesn't want south of the interstate. You can go into the mapping. You wait for it to come up. I'm going to zoom out. And here I can draw a polygon. I can draw a polygon around the area that Joe really wants. And I double-clicked there to close my polygon, and that would not include anything south of the interstate. I can add that to my criteria. Boom. It took out a couple. Okay, over here under Customize, I can go to Fields, and I can add any of these criteria I want. Let's say Joe absolutely needs 3-phase on the property, or let's say that he wants to make sure there's irrigation water. You can add any of these. Any of these, Joe wants something above, 4,000 feet or whatever. You can add these. When you do, let's see, which one am I going to add? Let's add total acres. Oop, I double-clicked on that. Or you can click it and hit add. And it shows up down there, right there. And this tells you which area you're going to put it into. And I put those into primary criteria. So apply. And you'll see total acres and title company showed up in my search there. They showed up in my search. Okay, so that's that for doing a search. We're going to talk about saving a search and setting up a notification next.